Alright, welcome back. Today we're looking at 2.10, power rule of exponents. So this goes hand in hand with the product rule and the quotient rule. So it says if we have an exponent raised to an exponent, we can multiply exponents. And then let's go ahead and look at why that's true. So a squared to the third, that means that we have a squared times itself 3 times. So that's 1a squared. And then there's another a squared. And then there's a third a squared, right? So this is a squared. Cubed means multiplied by itself 3 times. All right, so altogether this is going to be a to the 6th. So what the power rule of exponents is saying is if we have a power raised to another power, rather than write it out, we can just multiply the 2 by the 3 to give us 6. All right, so let's look at w cubed to the 6th. So that would be w. 3 times 6 is 18. So w to the 18th power. And then you're done. So one of the reasons we like to use these power rules, product rules, quotient rules is because if we have a super big exponent or a super small exponent, rather than having to like write it all out and be confused, we can just use these rules to help us simplify. All right, let's look at 6u squared. Be careful here. Anytime we have an exponent with parentheses, it applies to each of the things multiplied in there. So we have to do the 6 squared, which is 36, and then do the u squared. All right, so same idea for this one. Negative 2 to the 5th is negative 2 times negative 2 is 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Times negative 2 is 16, times negative 2 again is negative 32. So that's going to be negative 32. So you're going to do negative 2 to the 5th first. And then when we do this part here, v cubed to the 5th, we're using the power rule, right? So 3 times 5 is 15. V to the 15. And w, if it helps to put a 1 on there just to make sure that you guys are okay when you're multiplying, we're just going to do 1 times 5, which is 5. Right, if you don't want to remember that, just know if we have a variable without an exponent on it, it just becomes the exponent. Right, so the 5 became the exponent for our w. Okay, and then the next one, b to the 4th over negative 5a cubed to the 3rd. All right, so let's do the b first. So remember, it's applying to all parts in the parentheses, right? So b to the 4 times 3 is b to the 12 over negative 5 cubed. Negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. Times negative 5 again is negative 125. And then a to the 3rd cubed, we're multiplying again, which is a to the 9. Okay, and then on to the very last one. Now we have to make sure that this 4 applies to each of these parts. So negative 3 to the 4, negative 3 times negative 3 is 9, times negative 3, negative 27, times negative 3 again is 81. I'm going to leave this in parentheses because there's other parentheses for now. And then x cubed to the 4th is x to the 12th. Y cubed to the 4th is y to the 12th. Z to the cubed to the 4th is z to the 12th. Then we have this next part, 3y squared, z squared. Now it's just multiplications between these two parentheses. So we're going to combine our 81 times our 3, which is 243. We got our x to the 12th. There's nothing in the right-hand side to combine it with. We have y to the 12th and y squared there. So because we're multiplying, remember we have to add those exponents. So y to the 14th, and then z to the 12th times z squared. Again, we're adding to get z to the 12th. So just take it piece by piece. Remember your rules. If we're doing power to another power, that's a multiplication. If we're multiplying two powers like we had here, y to the 12th and y squared, then we're